this is how much loot you get from Kitava Act 10 without any item rarity or quantity, as you can see here. And this is what loot looks like with item rarity and quantity. In this video, I'm going to go over Kitava farming with this very cheap. Everything I have on here was less than 10 chaos, with actually the Tabula Rasa being the most expensive item build that you can take and make quite a bit of currency per hour farming elks, alterations, and chaos recipe all at the same time. So what I did is I took the affinity off my currency tab. If you don't have a currency tab, you don't need to worry about this. And then I had two tabs. One, I'm going to just dump all of the currency I make from vendoring the yellows, and the second of which I'm going to put jewelry in for my chaos recipe. And I'm going to do chaos recipe whenever I get a full set of jewelry. I'm going to go ahead and put that together, and then I'll take the chaos and throw it in here. And the amount of currency we end up getting, and if there are any notable uniques that drop, I've had up to 4 uniques drop from Kitava, I will make note of that as well. But more than likely it'll be junk uniques, and those will just become more alteration and alchemy shards. So yeah, let's get into the experiment. Alright, so here's the final tally for the build. We started out with 681 wisdoms and 154 portals. We currently have 371 wisdoms, so minus 371, minus 371. And that puts us at 310 wisdom scrolls used. We had 118 portals, and we ended up using, or we had 154 and ended up with 118. So that means we used bad at math, but I think 36, maybe 36 portals. So we used 36 portals, which comes out to over 7 runs. An average of like, I don't know, like 5 per run or so. I think that's right. So around 5 portals per run, and quite a lot of wisdom scrolls per run, basically at least a full stack of wisdoms. So we saw that each run made roughly about, usually in between 8 and 9 chaos each. So here's our total haul. We have, I'm going to pull up the currency here. So currently on PoE Ninja, we have, let's look at some of the stuff we have here. We have alterations at 3 per 1 chaos. Alchemies are at 3.1 to 1 chaos. We'll just call it 3. And augments are at about 10 to 1. So in terms of augments, we got like roughly just a little under 3 chaos worth of augments. We got 4 chaos, 2 of which were raw drops, 2 of which were from the chaos recipe. We got 11 alchemies, 11, and this is from 7 total runs. So 11 alchemies is going to work out to a little less than 4 chaos. But here's where the big one comes. We have quite a lot of, there's 143. So and that with, I could probably do this in my head, but I'm just going to do it this way. So that's 47.6 repeating, about 48 chaos. So 48, we'll just say 48 plus 3 plus 4 to round up for the miscellaneous currency. About 55 chaos an hour, which is, yeah, just about, and it was just less than an hour too. It was, the average run took me about 8 minutes, so 60 divided by 8, yeah. Yep, so we ended up, so yeah, that was like half a run extra basically we could have gotten in. So that works out to about 1 chaos per minute running this strategy. Of course, you do have to sell the miscellaneous currency to actually turn it into chaos, but Honestly, my entirety of my gear right here is very cheap. I'm gonna go over this, but Wind Ripper, if I look up how much I got, a very mediocre Wind Ripper. Like, the rolls are not great. It's not 6-linked, nothing special about it. Wind Ripper is currently running on PoE Trade. 2 chaos, we'll say 2 chaos. You can get them as cheap as 1, so 2 chaos there. Thief's Torment with 16% quantity is quantity 16, like 3 chaos, so there's 5 chaos. Sedima's Touch with 10 quantity is going to be probably like 3 chaos, I would guess, as well, but we will see. That is, yeah, roughly 3 chaos. So right here we're looking at 8 chaos. Tabula Rasa in its current form, because none of the other stuff has variable quantity, so I'll go straight to a Tabula Rasa. Tabula Rasa is currently about 12 chaos, so we're at 20 chaos. Then we have Biscos. I can tell you right now that the amulet I have, which just has like 53 rarity or something, 51 rarity, this was 5 chaos, so 25. Bisco's Leash is 5 chaos, so 30. Gold Worm, mine has dodge, but that doesn't really make a difference. You don't need that. The Gold Worm is 1 chaos, so 31 chaos. And then the helmet, honestly, and yeah, you can just fill up the helmet and the quiver. The helmet does have some rarity, but I think this helmet was like 3 chaos, and I'm pretty sure this quiver was like 5 chaos, maybe. I don't even remember. I got those a while back, so we're talking about less than 40 chaos. That means you can literally make... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the Divination Distillate, which is actually relevant. So it is a Divination Distillate with the maximum quantity and very low quality. So I'm gonna look up the quantity for that. Divination Distillate. Oh, currently the trade site's down, but yeah, this wasn't particularly expensive either. It looks like the trade site's down for whatever reason. So yeah, very cheap. You can literally buy all of this gear slowly over time using this method, and you just buy it piece by piece. So first you buy the Tabula, then maybe you buy the Thief's Torment because it's useful for sustaining with the life and mana gain on hit, and then the Sedimas, and whatever order you want to get it in. You should probably get the stuff that actually gives you stats, so maybe the helmet and the quiver, because those are really the only things that give you stats in this build. And then of course the Wind Ripper you can get right away too, because it's a decent weapon. So yeah, you just buy it piece by piece, and you'll notice that your income per hour goes up over time. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to show off a compilation of all of the runs, and then I'm going to show a complete run. So I'll show all the loot drops of the 7 runs, and then I'll show a complete run from front to back at the end. So I hope you enjoyed, and let's get into that. Alright, here is the second kill. 1 unique, looks like. And a belt, so got some jewelry. Here is the third kill. Alright, and here's run number 4. Alright, and here is run number 5. Oops, I forgot to hit my Divination Distillate. I still got 2 uniques out of it though. Alright, I'm going to do this last run live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Ravage Square from Act 10. And then from there, after a particularly long load screen, I'm going to go up past Innocence here into the canals. And yeah, we're just going to run right to Kitava. I am going to kill some things, mostly just group together packs, but mostly try to ignore stuff because, well, and the only thing I'm really going to pick up is like, you know, Elk's alterations, chaos orbs, of course. Like, I'll pick up 6 sockets if they drop, but other than that, I'm not really going to pick anything up. And I'm not going to kill everything along the way. I'm just going to fire in. I don't have Mirage Archer, so I do have to stop every time I attack. I feel like instead of being about 8 minutes, you might be able to shave a few seconds, I guess, or maybe a little bit off by just running straight through, but, you know, maybe like 10-15 seconds. Probably not too much, because like I said, these are just quick stops. They're slowing me down too much. Another thing to note is that I don't actually have my 4th Ascendancy yet. I don't know if I mentioned that in the wrap-up part, because I haven't recorded that yet. Ooh, and I get a speed shrine. But it's right at the end. And make sure, if it's not your first time through, that you control click this and start a new instance. Otherwise, you'll have to go back, because I do not believe Kitava will spawn in an old instance, although I actually have not tried that. But then it should just be straightforward from here. It's been roughly 2 minutes here since I started the run, and it's a little slower than usual because I'm taking time to explain, but you should easily be able to get 7 or 8 runs per hour on this. Easily, and with a more optimized build, more than that. So you talk to Sin, Altar opens up. This build isn't super optimized either, and lacking my last, I'm missing a bunch of attack speed from my last Ascendancy in the form of Onslaught effect. Take down Kitava, the heart. Rain of Arrows doesn't do that much damage to the heart, unfortunately, so it takes a little bit longer. Rain of Arrows actually does quite a lot of damage to Kitava himself, though, because most of the arrows hit him. Since he is so big, his hitbox is absolutely enormous. You can shoot it back, and as you can see, the damage is pretty good. And all of my gems are under leveled. I'm not sure if I went through that, but this is a level 13 Rain of Arrows. Like, yeah, none of my gems are well leveled at all. So I'm not getting a ton of damage off of this. Okay. We get the heart stage 2. Alright. And it has been 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So yeah, usually the Kitava kill takes right around 4 minutes, and then selling stuff takes a similar amount of time, right around 4 minutes. So you end up with about an 8-minute run if you don't die. Wow, I chose a bad one to commentate, but that's okay. I'm running a really low life raider. You will sometimes die if you're not paying attention. You stand in the damage over time stuff, you will 100% die. Also, maybe just taking a very large physical hit will kill you. There you go. Alright, so heart should come up now, and it's been a little over 4 minutes, so yeah, this has been a slow one, but that's okay. And the important part is, you kind of try to take damage towards the end on purpose when the heart gets low, and then you spam your divination distillate. And here we are. We have Coral Ring, which can go towards Chaos Recipe, and the rest I just pick up, and I guess I'll go through that as well. So basically I try to make it so that everything fits in nicely, so you can press double Z again and everything will come in. You know, some things are smaller than others, so if you see that, to make less trips, and if you're quicker than this, obviously this, you don't want to focus too much on that, but if you can see like boots, gloves, helmets, claws, anything that takes up 4 slots. And I don't look at any of the rares. You could get good rares in this, but it's unlikely. I'm just going to sell the Coral Ring since this is my last run, not going to do chaos recipe out of it, but yeah, and then you just plug them in there. So yeah, you could be looking at the rares. I'm not going to. And then what I like to do, so there's more space, is I like to move all this stuff to the bottom. Usually lets me pick up a little bit more.
That would only slow me down.
Okay, get like shields. Alright, picked up pretty quick there. And yeah, you just double tap Z to kind of center everything, because it all seems to drop in the same place. And you quick spam click to get everything in here. And I missed a shield. There you go. Go back. And alright, this one might be a little bit quicker. Load times play a factor as well, but not that big of one.
That would only slow me down.
Okay, check to see real quick if there's anything small. Doesn't look like it offhand, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Some of the shields are hard to tell, and I don't give too much thought to it.
Yes.
Just because, you know, some of the shields are different sizes than others. Okay. Got that. I'm gonna need some more wisdom scrolls, and I have been picking up any wisdom scrolls that drop to help feed into it. But yeah, you go through a lot of wisdom scrolls, but wisdom scrolls are very cheap. They're like 50 C or something like that. Okay. 50 C, sorry, 1 chaos for like 50 wisdom scrolls. Definitely got that backwards. And yeah, I could Tetris to save on portal scrolls, but portal scrolls are also extremely cheap. And then every once in a while I'll have to pop over here and grab some more wisdom scrolls. I could just take more wisdom scrolls so I could avoid doing that, but as you can see, already 17 alterations, and I saw at least 1 alchemy as well. Yeah, so 1 and a fraction alchemy.
That would only slow me down.
Alright, go back again. So yeah, it's usually several trips, and we're about 7.5 minutes, so this is going to work out to be about right anyway. And then we sell all this, and we go back, then we grab. It's very, very simple, and you'll get to see the total amount of currency I made here. I'm not going to take that crimson tool. I should have just kept it. It only takes up 1 slot, and it's actually more inconvenient to put it back. So, oh, right there. And there's 4. So if there's like 2 rares on the ground, I won't come back. Maybe even 3, I'll just leave them. But if there's like 4, even though that's probably not going to be enough to fill up the inventory, I will go back for them. There's a certain point where it feels like it's not worth it to go back for like 1 or 2 additional rares. Alright, so we'll grab these, and we get to go back one last time, sell it, and then we'll take a look at the currency. And this one was a little longer than some of our previous runs, but I did kind of explain a little bit more. Yeah, you can even see 95 health. In the beginning, that might actually be decent. So we end up with 25 alterations, which I think is a little higher than average. I've noticed like 22 or so on average, almost 26. Then 1 and over a half alchemy as well. So right here in our inventory, I haven't really looked at the price of augments, but just in alterations, alchemies, we're looking at a solid... That's like another, so 26, 27. That is 9 chaos right there. Very quick. 9 chaos in 9 minutes. Super easy. And yeah, that was taking it pretty easy. So it's basically a chaos a minute, this strategy. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye.